Welcome back, girls, guys, and guppies, to Strohfisch, Catastrophic, while we're playing The Deed, although it is not visible yet. You should be able to hear it already. So let's make it visible while I explain what you see here. I look a bit different than I did before the break. Because, as far as I understand it, it is of utmost importance that I be respectable and not suspicious for this game. Because as far as I'm aware, we will be trying to to get away with murder. Now, let's see if you can cap it now. No. No. Why would you be suspicious just because I told you I'm gonna literally kill somebody tonight? Why? Why you gotta judge me like that, Berlin? Alright, let's see what happens if I click new game. Oh, it just jumps right into the game. Okay, hold up. So you can't see this, but the game starts in like a very small window. So no, I am just, you know, I am of old money, okay? I have no need to kill anybody. So let's see if I can like change the properties somehow. Nope. Alright, if all else fails, I'm gonna have to do it using not game capture, but instead just gonna do that. There we go. This is how big the game is, you guys. But I am gonna make it a bit bigger for y'all, alright? Let's see. Should we keep some stylish blackness though? I mean, I guess I have to keep some of it anyway, whether I want to or not, because the format is just wrong. Oops. The deed. Yes, indeed. Indeed, it's the deed. Okay, well, you know what? We're just gonna use this to our advantage and move this thing further over to the left, because unlike usually, you'll just be able to see everything. Now, let me know, please, about sound. To me, it looks like the level should be fine, but hey, you be the judge. You should be hearing creepy piano music. Also, 1 second. There we go. Because a lady of my stature does not drink from plastic bottles, but rather from stemless wine glasses. Cheers. Alright, let's go. I'm expecting this to have a bunch of characters and probably no voice acting. In fact, I kind of hope it has no voice acting because I want to do the voice acting. Let's go. Yeah, I can't make this bigger. Alright, I'm just gonna make it quieter though. Play intro or skip intro? I mean, play intro, please. Improv, yes. F1 game options. F12 resets game. Alt plus enter full screen. Oh! Why didn't you say so? Alright, that changed nothing for you guys. It just kind of pulled it like this for me. We'll see. We'll see. Escape access menu and inventory. Okay. Thank you, Alex. I have gotten quite accustomed to it, I will say. Scotland! Oh no! It's all gonna be Scottish! Oh no! My Scottish accent is so bad! November 1945. Alright, I guess this is our protagonist. My name is Aaron Bruce. I won't be able to do this whole thing through. Let me channel Brave. I haven't heard Scottish in a second. My name is Aaron Bruce, son of Malcolm Bruce and rightful heir to Dunshill House. I've recently discovered that my tyrant of a father intends to disinherit me in favor of my deranged younger sister. My relationship with my family is strained, to say the least. I've decided that no, that is Australian. I'm gonna be slipping all over the place. I've decided that this time has... I can't. Why do I go to Australian? I now default to Australian when I don't know what accent I'm in. That is really interesting. Okay. I can't do Scottish tonight. Maybe another night. I don't know. I have decided that the time has come for my sister to be removed from this ghastly equation. I intend to put her out of her misery. Unfortunately, my sister never leaves the confines of Dunshill House. Oh, she's a shut-in. It's Coroni, which makes the matter more complicated. I've not visited the family home in quite some time. I can't bear to be in that hellhole for long. However, my presence on the night of my father's 50th birthday will cause no suspicion. I must choose the timing and method of the deed very carefully. Tonight is the night. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Is he talking to himself like this? You need a scotch. I hate scotch and whiskey. I don't like the taste. Well, maybe that's the problem, isn't it? We'll see if it comes to me. Fuck, he is actually British, isn't he? I had hoped maybe they were like, you know, heritage Scottish. Whiskey is freaking nasty, yeah. Bloody hell, George. Who has been responsible for maintaining the gardens? Why is he Australian? Stop being Australian, Katja. He used to be the big Jack Willis, sir. He's been dead almost a year now. I do live in there. Can't do much on account of my bad back, though. My sister hasn't offered to help you, then. Miss Jennifer isn't really the outdoor type, sir. I know, George. It was a joke. Couldn't you tell from my plucky tone? Oh, very funny, sir. Let's go inside before the ocean comes to Dunshill. Homecoming. Converse with your relatives and search the house for useful objects. Objects are divided into two categories: items of evidence and weapons. You will only be allowed to pick up 2 objects from around the house before dinner commences, so choose wisely. Alright. After dinner, you will have the chance to plant an item of evidence, if you wish, and then commit the murder. There are many ways to do the deed, but only the cunning will succeed. Alright, so our job for the evening is to kill our father and not be caught. Good evening, Mr. Aaron. May I take your coat? Alright, it's a stream. Let's just be outrageous. I said whiskey, not garbage. That's a nice comeback.
Certainly, my dear, but only if I can take your dress. Mr. Arim, that's no way to talk to a lady.
Mr. Arim was just making a little joke, George. It's fine.
But he can talk to...
It's fine, George. Please, let me take your coat. You're new, aren't you? Sophia is my name. I recognize you from your pictures, Mr. Aaron. I'm not new, exactly. I've been employed by your family for almost a year. It's just that you've never visited before.
Should we just blow our cover at me? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm getting defensive? I'm not getting defensive. You're defensive. Maybe you want to commit a murder. Who said that? I didn't say that.
Okay. I don't get along with my family.
Whether or not I visit my family is my own business. I would expect better manners from a servant.
Oh, I am sorry if I offended you, Mr. Aaron. It was not my intention, I promise. You are here now, and I'm sure you are eager to meet with the others. Your father is in the library on your left, and your mother is in the parlor, which is on your right. Your sister's upstairs in her room, I think. Snap back to flirting. To awkward flirting.
I know my way around my damn house.
And what if I want to join you for some pleasant company? Oh, I will be in the kitchen preparing dinner. I'll sound the bell when dinner is served. Methinks we might not get away with it this time. Your mother has always kept the house populated with a great many plants. Wait, isn't Aaron a name in the Game of Thrones? Oh no, it's spelled differently, isn't it? Aaron with a Y. In the Song of Ice and Fire books. Anyway, you recall this old grandfather clock very well from your childhood. You used to believe that if it ever stopped ticking, time itself might stop moving. Is he wearing a sword? This portrait of one of your ancestors dates from the 15th century, if you recall your father's lessons correctly. It's a door. Yeah. Erin. Liza Erin. Even now, the familiar musty smell of your father's library fills you with dread as you step inside. We have too many bad memories of this room. Can I just try to kill him right now? Your father's best friend, a hunting dog named Beastie. The dog looks at you for a moment, then walks away when it realizes you have no food. Fucking dogs. The desk lamp provides a soft glow. These shelves are labeled Arts and Culture. When your father isn't looking, you quietly open the top drawer of the desk and take a look inside. It seems to be filled with his memorabilia. One of the items sends a shiver through your bones, the cruel leather torso your father used to beat you with when you were a child. Perhaps if you planted it in the right place, it might raise questions. And I'm not going to take the first item I find. I can come back later. This is a hefty tome of Bruce family history. You feel sleepy just looking at it. It is a dark and stormy night. These shelves are labeled British history. Hello, Father. Your father remains silent for several moments, and a chill seems to pass through the library. When he finally speaks, it is in a quiet and bitter tone.
Daddy, are you okay? Did you find the Sharpies again, Daddy? Did you?
Hi, Sportler.
You told me you'd never enter this house again, boy. Why are you here?
It's obvious why I'm here. I want to put all that unpleasant list behind us and wish you a happy 50th birthday.
Happy? You honestly think this is a happy day for me?
I keep losing my accent. It's just gonna be a crazy town.
Another day when I can watch my life's work crumble into nothing. Another day to see our bloodline slit its own throat. You know how to make me happy? Move back to Dunshill. Take your proper place and do your damn duty.
No, we're not that enlightened. I refuse to move back here and suffer your abuse. I will consider it if my sister is put into care. What does that mean? Well, if I were to move back to Dunshill, I would have certain expectations.
Aye. What expectations would those be?
Well, firstly, I refuse to suffer your daily insults. You will need to learn to be more decent towards me.
Secondly, I want my sister to be put into care where she belongs. I cannot live with her insanity for another day. You would like that, wouldn't you, you obnoxious little shit? Selling out your own blood.
Those are my terms.
Well, he needs a different voice.
I can't put this face. It's smooth, like a baby. And then it has crevices the size of the Grand Canyon across his forehead. 30-ish aged eyes. And a handlebar mustache that looks like it's made of slinkies. But very full hair. It's not the best asset.
But I guess I should give him a grumpy old man voice. The best I can do, at least. Well, you know what you can do with your terms. The nerve of you. You're the same snot-nosed brat you always were, boy. Obviously didn't give you enough discipline as a child.
I can see you are determined to be impossible. I think we had better end this discussion now.
You're the impossible one, boy, as always. But I think you're probably right about one thing. This conversation is pointless, and now it's over. Get out of here. I want to talk to Beastie, which is the best name you could give a dog.
Alright. Let's stalk the maid. Oh, mother has gray hair. Oh, candlestick. One of your mother's prized golden candlesticks sits at the center of the table. It would certainly make for an elegant traditional murder weapon. No, we're gonna leave that. This old stone fireplace is nothing to interest you. The wooden side table is currently empty. Walking into the pantry, you begin to salivate at the promising scent of roast beef coming from the kitchen. Beyond. You find nothing interesting in the drawers. On top of the cabinet, however, you see a blue box marked rat poison. Alright, we got options. Alright, hold up. I want to write down my murder weapon options. I wonder how many there are spread throughout this house. So, MWs is candlestick and rat poison. And then the other thing I found, stuff, is a leather, what was it? A leather thing. A leather switch. I don't know what it was called. Something you beat your children up with. Alright. You find nothing of particular interest among the items in this cabinet of the pantry. You find nothing interesting in the drawers. Okay. There's nothing notable about this barrel. Oh, there she is. Yay, let's harass the maid. You have no reason to interfere with the saucepans and crockery. Oh, it's a knife. Seems the maid has left a sharp kitchen knife unattended. How foolish of her. Kitchen knife. I assume some of these will become unavailable later, but I guess we'll see. Leave the knife. So far, the rat poison is probably the best way. There's nothing especially notable about this fireplace. There's nothing in the little lamp. Are these apples? Please don't touch that. Please don't touch that. Can I not talk to her? Oh, hello, Mr. Aaron. Is there something I can do for you? Oh, God. Anyway, let's do some investigating. Actually, I wanted to ask you something about working for my family. Oh? What is it like working for my insane sister? Who's George again? Nah. Oh, the servant. The nice guy that seemed perfectly fine so far. How is my mother treating you? She has a habit of falling on bad terms with the servants. I can't imagine why. She has been an absolute delight to work for. She even increased my salary when your sister's condition deteriorated and I had to provide some care for her. Not every employer would have done that, so I'm extremely grateful. I only worry that Jennifer's strange outbursts cause your mother too much stress. More than once I've heard her swear that she can't take it anymore. I'm sorry, I must get back to work now. I will ring the bell when dinner's ready. There's a big bread. You don't think you will be needing any bread? Can I talk to her more? The maid gives you an exasperated glance as she moves some pots and pans around. She's obviously too busy for any more idle chatter. Chatter. Alrighty. Next thing. Oh, these are just stairs to the basement. This is the groundskeeper's cupboard. George seems to have left it open. Stabbed with a baguette. Mon Dieu, it was the French! It was the French! They've invaded again. Among the various household tools, you spot a thick length of rope. Strangulation is certainly a tried and tested method of murder. Rope. There's some room for making it look like suicide there. This dusty old wine cellar is where your father likes to practice billiards. The laundry room is next door, and beyond that the servants' quarters. Your father always keeps an impressive amount of wine stocked in the house. This antique map of Kansas City was a gift to your father from one of his distant cousins. An offshoot of the Bruce family set sail for the Americas almost 100 years ago and remained there to this day. No greater grief than to remember days of joy when misery is at hand. A billiards cue belonging to your father lies across the table. This could certainly serve as an unorthodox murder weapon. Okay. Cue. What about these? Oh, same thing. Alright. 2 pairs of shoes, freshly polished. You find nothing of interest among the maid's supplies. You find nothing in these drawers but useless cleaning supplies. You find nothing of interest among the maid's supplies. There's nothing in there but wet laundry. Alright. Oh, it's a broken mirror. A broken mirror sits upon the maid's desk. Odds are that it belongs to your sister and that the maid has been hiding it here after accidentally breaking it. A shard of glass from the mirror would be a poetic murder weapon. I wonder if I'll be able to re-find all of these at all later on. There is nothing in these drawers but clothes belonging to the maid. Isn't that what I wanted? The maid's bed is immaculately well made. Oh, it's George. Blimey. Oh, it's you, sir. You seem annoyed about something. I don't like the way you spoke to Sophia just now. Frankly, I'm quite shocked and disgusted, sir. You just want her for yourself? Come on. What's really going on here? Have you been sniffing around her yourself, you old dog? How dare you? Sophia and I are colleagues. I would never be as presumptive as you clearly are. I knew it. You have the hots for her, don't you? I refuse to dignify that with a response. This conversation is over. George is gonna blame me for the murder just because. He's like, I hate him anyway, get him out. You aren't in the habit of sleeping in the servants' quarters. What a douchey way to formulate, we don't sleep in other people's beds. Like, no, this is beneath you. Get out of third class. You aren't in the habit of sleeping in the servants'... Oh, it's the same? You can't go rummaging through George's drawers while he's watching you. Alright, stab him in the throat. Get his shit. Do a double murder. Murder everyone in the house. Who cares? Alright, okay, so we know what's in the basement. Let's go talk to Mother. Mother. Ew. Ew. Family. The most beloved of all of your mother's possessions, her rusty old gramophone used to play all of her favorite records. You glance over your shoulder to make sure your mother isn't looking. The red book on the desk says diary on the front. I don't want to take it, I just want to read it. Dear diary, today I sat in the lounge all day, staring at the wall and wondering about my husband's peculiar face. As always. Okay, so I can take... But why would I take... well, I don't have a plan for, like, setting a scene yet, so I'm not gonna take someone's diary randomly. Also, I don't think you want to read your mother's diary. It's weird. My mom is Kim Kardashian. With gray hair. So, Aaron, you finally managed to make it up here for a visit? Please tell me you aren't just here to cause trouble. I have no idea what you mean, Mother. I am here to celebrate Father's birthday is all. I certainly hope that is the case. This family has been through enough. You went up to see your sister yet? She has been going through an unusually difficult time recently. We're just a shitbag. Ugh, and what disease has she invented for herself now? She only does it for attention, you know? You shouldn't let her deceive you. You'll excuse me if I choose to trust the doctors over your expert opinion, Aaron. You could at least pretend as though you care about her. Anyway, you should... Also, I don't know, has it ever bothered you that you look older than me now? You should probably, like, go see a plastic surgeon about that. Anyway, you should go and talk to your father if you haven't already. Wish him a happy birthday. Oh, and at least try to sound like you mean it. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for the love and support. Your voice is like music in my ears. Nothing especially interesting. Your mother is listening to her music. You know better than to disturb her again. What a lovely household. You don't need to make any phone calls right now. Alright, then this is... What is this? The study? Oh, there's a bunch of shit in here. Alright. None of these books interest you. You can't decide that, lady. You decide that now is not the time for lounging around. There is work to be done. You manage to force open the locked drawer of the writing desk. Inside, you find pages of poetry penned in your sister's handwriting. They seem to be love letters penned to an unidentified female. From the descriptions, you would guess it's the new maid. Interesting. This might actually be something to frame someone with, but we'll leave them here for now. There is nothing on this old lectern. What the fuck is a lectern? Can somebody enlighten me? An assortment of family records and heirlooms are contained within this ornate glass cabinet. What, I can't take any of these? What a red herring. Oh! I need a new voice.
I don't know.
Oh, that's him! Okay, that's fine.
I don't know.
Of course you do. Use that head for once, boy.
Great Uncle Thomas?
Ugh. What initials do you see on the silverware?
CB?
Ah, thanks for them.
And what kind of halfwit spells Thomas with a C?
I don't know.
Well, I do. It's the kind of half-wit that's standing next to me. Now, which of your ancestors owned that silver chalice? If you get this one wrong, there will be serious consequences, boy.
I'll say one thing for my father. His style of parenting has always been consistent.
Lovely. Okay, let's go upstairs and see our sister.
Or something. This ornate lamp is of no use to you. Your parents' room has not changed in years. It remains a frozen time capsule of a childhood you would sooner forget. You go through the wardrobe, but find nothing apart from clothes and your mother's excessive collection of jewelry. Well, that might be something to plant. It is only once you slide the top drawer open that you remember this is where your father keeps his shotgun. The shiny barrel almost seems to call out to you. Guns are certainly noisy, but efficient weapons. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the way to go, but I'll write it down. Also, I feel like I could turn up the volume of the game a little bit, right? Just a tiny bit. Because it's not very loud, is it? You get down on all fours and peek underneath your parents' bed, but find nothing under there. It's just an old chair. Oh, but it's another memory, is it?
George said you wanted to see me, Mother? Yeah. Your sister will not be returning to St. Mary's this year, Erin. Her condition has become too serious.
I see. Wait, that's Mother. Oh, no, that's Mother.
Have you nothing to say besides that, Erin?
No, nothing.
This is precisely what I wanted to talk to you about. This silly feud with your sister must stop. Why do you think her condition keeps getting worse? Perhaps it's because you refuse to even acknowledge her.
She killed Henry.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Erin, it was only a rat.
He was my friend.
Oh, I should have never allowed you to keep it in the first place. If you must blame someone, blame me. Will you forgive your sister?
Never.
Very well, Aaron. You leave me no choice. I will have to speak to your father about this. Can I speak to the manager?
Oh, right, that was me. Okay. This house always brings back far too many memories.
Like,
Another of your mother's blasted plants. So much aggression towards plants. She's just living her quarantine life, man. A familiar portrait of your great-uncle Thomas Bruce, who was a highly respected author. Is that a mirror? Yeah. You look at your reflection in the mirror. Funny, you don't look much like a murderer. It's more memory time.
Mother says dinner's ready. Go away, little rat.
Jennifer, what are you doing? Why you stare at your reflection like that?
Stop making fun of me!
I'm not making fun, I really don't know.
I just wish that...
What, Jennifer? What do you wish?
I wish you'd go drown in a lake!
Jesus. Oh, what a lovely home.
Mother is waiting for you.
My sister's obsession with mirrors goes right back to her childhood. I never did understand why. Alright. Yeah, it's so warm. You step inside your former bedroom, now a simple guest room. Most of your old furniture has vanished, probably thrown on a bonfire knowing your father. Oh, it's a sword. There is at least one item of yours remaining on your former room. Your old fencing sword.
Alright, sleep well, Alex. Thanks for joining.
Oh, it's a heart. It's the rainbow heart.
I'm gonna leave it because we leave everything. You don't have time to sit around and dig up old memories. Ah, the old bed. So many memories of long, sleepless nights spent wishing that your entire family would disappear. Your bedside table has been emptied of whatever items you had left behind. The clock is ticking. This wardrobe is vacant and barren. Okay. Time to go to sister's room, and then the anxiety starts of deciding on the murder weapon. You enter the surreal atmosphere of your sister's room. Mirrors of various sizes cover the walls, creating the eerie illusion of a crowded space. So many mirrors. Ornate clocks are your sister's third love, right behind mirrors and cruelty. There is nothing of interest around your sister's bed. She's wearing a gothic Lolita dress. Your sister is too busy staring at herself in the mirror to notice you rifling through a wardrobe. You find a pair of silky undergarments with her initials embroidered on the inside. Planted in the right place, these might weave a tale of their own. Do I frame the maid? Or do I take the letter or the undergarments? I feel like I'll take the letter. Because I haven't found many items. You don't want to sit around in this deranged place. Aha! I thought I smelled a rat. Have you come to see me, little rat? My, you do have a keen sense of smell if you noticed my scent. Perhaps you are the rat here. I am nothing like a rat. Filthy, filthy creatures. You used to have a pet rat, didn't you? Remember what it did to him? Oh, how he squeaked. Such great pain for such a little creature. What did you want to talk to me about, little rat? Mother says your condition has been getting worse.
My condition? What condition? I don't have a condition. You want to have me sent away, don't you? Well, it won't work. It won't, I tell you. Go away. I don't want to speak to you anymore.
Your sister has gone back to studying her own reflection in the mirror, completely oblivious to anything else in the world. Alright. I don't quite get the story behind why she would want to kill her dad if she's gonna inherit everything anyway. But I'm gonna get the letter, I guess, because she wants to be free with the maid. So, love letters. Take one of the poems. Are you sure you want to take the poem? Remember, you can only pick up 2 objects. You take the most intimate and lovelorn poem you can find and hide it on your person. If planted in the right location, this could raise interesting questions about the maid's relationship with your sister. I think I'll take the rope. Let's make it look like Dad hanged himself over finding out that his daughter is a lesbian. That seems like something this father would do. Yep, let's just go for it. Dinner time! Again, a bell invites me. This time to dinner, it seems. Dinner is served.
Sophia, could you come here a moment? Yes, ma'am? Pour me some more wine. Yes, ma'am. But, madam...
Thanks, Butler.
Oh, what is it, George?
I must protest. It has been my duty to pour the wine at dinner. Oh, well, I don't want to cause any trouble.
Oh, nonsense. What does it matter, George? Stop being overly pedantic.
But I... You just want someone down your chest? Just cause some fucking chaos? I'm just a force of chaotic evil here. I mean, he hates me already anyway, doesn't he? I'm afraid George just enjoys the view while pouring the wine, Mother. Seeing as apparently you don't age in 30 years, and also... I've never really looked like a person anyway. What? I never! I've noticed him staring at your breasts on many occasions when he does it. Jennifer's too. That's a lie!
Erin, please, don't make up such stories.
I don't know where you get the nerve, boy. Don't worry, George. I don't believe this for a moment. My George might kill you? Yeah, maybe. Thank you, sir.
An interfering little rat, isn't he, Daddy?
Yeah, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut, boy? I don't know what this accent is, by the way. I just have to keep reiterating that. No, don't lose your temper, Father. You're right, I'm sorry. I must have had too much wine myself. You better not let this happen again.
Sophia, could you come here, please? Yes, Miss Jennifer? I just wanted to say that the loveliest meal I've ever tasted. I don't know how you do it, you cunning pixie.
Scotralian, yeah.
You are too kind, miss. Of course I will have tea and cakes for you in the drawing room as usual after dinner.
Fucking Australian after dinner.
Oh, you are so good to me, you sweet thing. So very, very good to me.
It's one of these two. If we want to, like, sell father on this, assuming he doesn't know about it already. Leave the girl alone, would you, sister? She obviously is not interested in your advances.
Shut up, rat! You ruin everything!
Aaron, don't accuse your sister of such things. That's quite enough. Anyway, let's not forget why we're here today. To celebrate your father's birthday. Such a very important occasion for us all. You are so dear to us, Malcolm.
Happy birthday, Daddy!
Indeed. Happy birthday, Father. Let's hope it will be one to remember. Doing the deed. Now, it is the time to quickly plant any items of evidence you have. To do so, simply enter the desired room and select the item in your inventory. When you're ready, enter the drawing room to do the deed. Where the fuck is the drawing room? Bum, 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 bum. No! Shit! Hi. Bye. I can never tell who's who. I can't plant it here, can I? Can I do it here? Now isn't the time to be going through your father's things. But I want to plant it here! I want to make it look like he... God damn it. Poem. Pick a useful length of rope tied into a noose. Oh, wait, can I put the letter... A bad love poem written by your sister for the maid. I mean, if any of y'all know any, like, voice acting agents, please send them my way. Send them to my stream. I'm not even kidding. I would love to do voice acting, but I don't have the training, so it's very unlikely. Come hither, thou sweet and flame-haired maiden. Let us play the games which have been forbidden. Yikes. In dusty old rooms of this home in which I live in, come hither to me and do my sweet bidding. Find yourself unable to continue reading this poem. You're pretty sure that forbidden isn't a word and that the rest doesn't really rhyme. You want to plant this item of evidence in this room. After some consideration, I guess it's a beagle? Seems a bit big for it, doesn't it? After some consideration, you decide to tuck the item into the bookshelf between two dusty volumes. Surely the police will find it there. Alright, let's go for it. I know it's a... I know. I don't have anything else to say to you, boy. Alright. That's a... Okay, sorry. I know it's a weapon. What the fuck do you want me to do? Wait, this is the wrong room then, isn't it? Also, I guess I couldn't do it while the dog is here anyway. Okay, so I have to find out what the drawing room is. I forgot. Is this a drawing room? I forget what the drawing room is. I guess I'll go talk to the other people. Oh, it is. Ah, Oh wait, shit. I'm killing my sister, not my father. I thought I was killing my father. Anyway, we'll find out. Let's talk to George. George doesn't want to talk to me, that's fair enough. Yes, I'm sure. Let's go. You see Jennifer staring out of the window ahead of you, lost in one of her strange moods. She hasn't noticed you enter the drawing room. Now is the time. Oh, I guess that works perfectly fine, actually. Kill. Choose the murder weapon. Test your might.
Holding the rope in both hands, you creep up behind your sister and pull the noose over her head. She gasps and begins to struggle, but you hold it tight around her neck. It takes some time before she finally goes limp. You let her drop to the floor while the rope's still around her neck. Someone might have heard the sound of that struggle. It's time to get out of this room. The deed is done. Oh shit, I had 5 seconds. Should I have done anything? Damn. She's going to see me.
Did you hear that, Mr. Aaron?
I should have saved, huh? I love how he, like, the leisurely stroll with which he just came out of the drawing room. Yeah, I think I'm caught. Mental Jen.
Good evening, everyone. I am Chief Inspector Winston Lewis. And I found a baguette in your kitchen. It's a insult to France. I understand that this is a difficult time for your family.
You're damn right it is. Wanna know what you're doing wasting time in here while my daughter's killer is still out there? He's just Australian now.
Well, Mr. Bruce, we have found no evidence of forced entry and nobody was seen entering or leaving the house. It would seem entirely possible, then, that the killer is in this room. What?
No! That seems highly unlikely, Inspector.
Perhaps it is. However, in order to follow protocol, I will have to interview each of you in turn. Mrs. Bruce, would you like to meet me in the library first? I suppose. The interview. Thank you for joining me in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I will need to search your person. Best to get these formalities out of the way, no?
Is this really necessary?
I'm afraid so. Turn around, please.
Now that's out of the way, let's move on to the interview.
As you know, I have already spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death. We have also now completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. Let's start from the very beginning. I heard it's a very good place to start, no? Shall we? First of all, we will run through all of your activities since your arrival. The maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock, and she greeted you at the door. Sophia told me that you seemed quite abrasive at times during your conversation with her.
I found her behavior very irritating, thank you very much. Yes, that was unfortunate, but I had just been through a very long journey. The weather in particular had left me in a foul mood, and I felt very bad about my behavior afterwards.
Well, I think I can understand that. I can't stand this foul weather either. I would love to be back in Marseille. The maid says that you made several lewd comments and advances towards her during your conversation. This leads me to question your character, I'm afraid.
I mean, have you seen her? Can you blame me, man? You looked at that ass, man. It was only intended purely as a light-hearted joke. In retrospect, it may have been inappropriate.
Yes, it is entirely possible to misjudge these situations, isn't it? It's worth noting that the butler has also commented on your inappropriate behavior towards the maid. Later, you went to speak to the maid again, which is curious. Why did you decide to visit the kitchen?
I mean, dude, do I need to spell this out for you? I had the hots for her, man. Fucking George, right? Man. Snitches. You know what happens to snitches? I had some concerns about the way she was being treated. My family can be hard on the new staff sometimes.
That seems like a good reason. The two of you spoke about your mother. She was quick to tell you that your mother is an excellent employer. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother, Gloria, in the parlor. At that time, your mother brought up the subject of your sister's health, and you seemed quite unconcerned about it.
I don't remember that conversation, but let's just lie. Of course I was concerned. My mother didn't seem to care much about her condition, though. I mean, have you heard her? She always speaks in one tone and one tone only.
I'm afraid I find that quite hard to believe. You went to see your father in the library. Understood your conversation became quite heated.
I didn't think it was that heated, relatively speaking.
Really? Apparently even your mother could hear raised voices from the parlor.
What? I thought I replied very passively.
You discussed the prospect of your moving back to Dunshire. You said you would only move back if your sister was placed into psychiatric care.
Oh right, I was still playing the asshole, the hapless asshole at the time. I had her own best interests at heart. She belonged in care. There's something in my teeth. Hold on.
You may be right, Mr. Bruce. However, you seem to be the only one who felt that way. Let's discuss your conversation with the butler.
Oh no. I mean, obviously this was gonna come back to haunt me, right?
As I understand it, he confronted you about your earlier behavior with the maid. Apparently, you accused him of having an interest in the maid himself. Well, I don't know why I said that. It was just the heat of the moment, I suppose. I was surprised that the servant of his experience would be so bold. But I understand. Did you speak to your sister before dinner?
Yes, I went to her room to see her.
I see. And what did you discuss with her?
I mean, nobody heard, right? There was nobody outside the room when I... Because while this is true, and it might sound innocuous, it might, like, reaffirm suspicion. Nothing of consequence. We spoke about the terrible weather and how long it had been since we last saw one another.
Okay then. Let's move on to the events that took place during dinner. I understand that during dinner you made an unseemly accusation toward the butler.
I disavow. I disavow all of it. Jesus. I mean, I am playing a murderer, but I also elected to play a really, like, a proper, like, chef's kiss asshole murderer. I was only trying to make trouble. I shouldn't have dragged George into my family's problems.
No, perhaps you shouldn't have, but at least you are willing to admit that. Apparently you accused your sister of making unwanted advances towards the maid.
I felt I needed to call attention to it. She was just embarrassing herself.
So your sister had strong feelings for the maid?
Yes, very strong feelings. But I'm not sure the maid knew anything about it.
I see. Now I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream?
Well, I mean, she saw me. I can't lie about it. Dining room. I was in the dining room.
Yes, the maid mentioned seeing you in there. That does put you quite close to the scene of the murder, I'm afraid. As I said earlier, we have completed our initial search of the property. We found a poem written by your sister, which appears to clearly express romantic feelings towards the maid. We found it in your father's library, which seems Strange to me. Perhaps he discovered the poem and was not pleased about your sister's infatuation with the mate?
That's the idea, officer. You got him.
It's entirely possible. I am curious about the murder weapon. The rope which was used to strangle your sister came out of the butler's cupboard, which is generally locked, I believe. Suicide is a possibility. She may have tried to hang herself and the rope came loose, causing her to fall to the floor. It is all very interesting. I will be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. Your behavior this evening has given me cause for suspicion. Also, I must regard your father as a suspect, even though the evidence is far from conclusive. There is a question or two regarding the butler, but personally I don't buy it. Too cliché. I am slightly curious about the maid, but I doubt she was involved in this. Despite her condition, I don't believe your sister committed suicide. Now, as for what happens next, I'm going to ask you to accompany me to the station for further questioning.
Am I under arrest?
Not currently, Mr. Bruce, unless you want it that way. Although I think I will have some more further questions for your father later. A verdict of suicide seems unlikely, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid. You and your father were both taken in for questioning, and you did your best to convince them of your innocence and your father's guilt. Thank you. However, the police soon discovered that you had an obvious motive to want your sister dead. From that moment on, you were the prime suspect. The trial was a long and difficult one. Finally, the jury found you guilty of the crime. You were given a life sentence for the murder of your sister, and would be spending the rest of your life sleeping behind bars. In your dank little cell, there was nowhere to hide or to escape from the nightmares when they came. The deed itself had taken possession of your soul, and perhaps this was a final revenge. Oh non non. C'est pas bien. Alright, next round. But we will... I will give it another shot after a quick break. I will refresh my respectable facade. Possibly find some wine. I don't think I have any. And I will be back in just a few minutes. Attendez. Et see you in a minute.